Tell me a little bit about Elsie's spirit. Tell me how special Elsie was.
She was born that way.
Yeah. She was truly born special.
She was early, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was 5 weeks, nearly 5 weeks early, yeah. That doesn't surprise me now.
She was just so excited to do everything, wasn't she?
She couldn't wait for nothing. It was a privilege to be a mum. I was so proud of her. The effort that she put in everything, the love that she gave, not just us, her friends, her teachers, her nature, was so pure. And you know what, from day one, all I've ever said is Elsie didn't know bad. She was fearless in a sense.
Oh, she was so brave.
Yeah.
She was really, really brave.
Our house is such a happy house. Every morning we shout to each other, go, "Good morning," and it's the way that we wake up every morning. And we always say we try our best today, we be our best, and you're better, aren't you? But affirmations.
Yeah, she loved it. She encouraged it, and she would be like, "Yeah, come on." And that was just her enthusiasm every day. It was just, that was Elsie.
If you saw the impact she'd had on others, you know, whether that be a cheer team at the school, her friends, or family friends, or family.
Elsie was like the glue of the family. She really was, and she was just, yeah, special.
How are you doing?
I think we've been living in 6 months of shock.
We kept ourselves in a really tight bubble. I think we came to the realisation, probably as the sentencing approached, that bubble was bursting, because we couldn't protect ourselves as much as we'd have hoped.
It's like it wasn't happening to us, wasn't it?
No, but then at night time, dealing with us not putting Elsie to bed, that was like it's like we didn't relate the two things. We promised ourselves that every day we'd get up, we'd have a shower and we'd get changed. We'd never ever stay in our pyjamas and we'd never stay in bed, because that's not who we are as a family, and Elsie would never have wanted that. We represent Elsie, and our actions and how we hold ourselves is a representation of her. And you know, she was so much more than that school picture. And we hope that even through a little bit of us, I mean, we could never even show you how special she was, only she could do that.
That's why us trying our best every day is just non-negotiable, because it is for Elsie.
What goes through your head as Elsie's dad?
Guilt. Like anger. Like, that's just something that I've got to deal with.
We just dropped her off to dance and make bracelets. That's all we did. It was something nice for her to do for a couple of hours, you know, in the first week of the school holidays. And there's lots that's gone over and said, oh, we should never have sent her. But she wanted to go so much. And I think we've spoke about it a lot, and we've said she was in the right place and where she wanted to be.
Yeah, Elsie and all the kids there had every right to be there and every right to feel safe.
But if we had been there, it wouldn't have happened. I might not be here, but I would never have let that happen.
You'd fight to the death for your children, wouldn't you?
Yeah. 100%. God, I'd swap with Elsie any day. Yeah.
And the questions are, could someone else have done something earlier to prevent this, to stop this happening? Are those questions that you spend time thinking about?
You probably think more than we have. I think it always goes back to is that nothing will bring her back.
I think you just torment yourself if you think like that.
There's various inquiries now going on. What do you want them to find out that would help you or that would protect other children?
I think there's an element of accountability. So if somebody's made a decision that has resulted in an element of failure, then there needs to be accountability for that. And I believe that the announcement of the inquiry will do that, and it will hold people to account for some of the decisions that they've made. At
the time, I didn't know what Prevent was, but, you know, since now I know he's had encounters with them. So it's, yeah, it goes without saying, but not, he's obviously come into contact with these services and, you know, it doesn't bring Elsie back, does it? So.
But we hope that the change does come off the back of it.
And no one else should ever go through something like this. Like, if it was that obvious that he'd been flagged up so many times, like what? Like, yeah.
Oh, I'd hate for anyone to go through this.
They'd find an answer to it, to, you know, iron out the flaws that's already in these services that we look into, all these people that get flagged up.
We're a hard-working family. We've always worked. We've wanted to be able to provide the best life that we could for our girls and show them you have to work hard in life to do that. The only thing we wanted from the state is to protect us.
You've met a number of significant people in the wake of this tragedy, one of whom was the King.
It was lovely, wasn't he? He wanted to know about Elsie, didn't he?
It was really genuine when we met him. We actually showed him things of like Elsie doing cheerleading or in a park playing or while we've been on holiday or something. And he was interested to see like, oh, where was she on that one? Was she having a nice time or how old? Or so it did feel really genuine and sincere.
You can see the hurt in people's eyes when you speak to them. Everyone was grieving for us, and we still feel that now. And since then, it's felt like the whole country has. The letters we've received.
But then you're getting letters from all over the country and stuff, and people sharing their own stories with you and reaching out to you and stuff, and you think, have you got me address? But that's what I was thinking at the time, like, how's this letter got to us? But
we kept every single one.
Yeah, some of them, some of the messages on the letters are, we did read a lot of them, didn't we?
Yeah, we didn't feel alone.
And you met the Prime Minister, and he does have power to change things.
He just said, oh, what do you want from us? And I remember I just turned around to me and said, I want justice.
Does what happened feel like justice?
The sentence?
Yes.
It's hard to say, isn't it? It's a long term he's been given. I know in the eyes of the law he couldn't give it a full life term, and we were made aware of that. Do I believe he'll ever leave prison? Probably not. I should hope not.
It doesn't make us feel any better. If you're asking me, the number's massive, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't change how I feel. If he spends the rest of his life in jail, it doesn't bring back Elsie, does it?
Should we spend some time talking about Elsie? What were her passions? What did Elsie love doing more than anything else?
Being with us.
Yeah.
She loved it, didn't she? Family time, she would love it. She was a devoted Swiftie, and I'm sure that goes without saying. But
watching the Eras tour on Disney Plus every night, didn't she?
Every night before she went to bed.
She used to watch like the first 15 minutes all the time, fall asleep, and then Jenny would be like the next night, do you want to watch it from where you fell asleep? She'd be like, no, start it again.
Start it again.
And she used to, you'd go in 20 minutes later and she'd be fast asleep.
She just idolised her. And the show side of it, that's why she loved the record of the Eras tour so much. It was that.
It was the dresses and everything, wasn't it? She loved.
From such a young age, you could see she just had like a natural flair to design and be really creative. We got her a sewing machine and she just
She loved it, didn't she? She was so creative. She used to love going to like Hobbycraft or somewhere, didn't she? And picking out her fabrics.
So she'd choose her fabrics, we'd cut patterns out, we've created tops, dresses. And I always thought though, well, she'll end up in London if she does fashion. I was like, I want her to be closer to home. But you could see it was we always said to her, what do you want to be when you grow up? She said, oh, I want to be a fashion designer in the day and I want to be a cheer coach at night.
I sort of want to credit Elsie's adoration of Taylor Swift. Have you had contact with Taylor Swift?
Yeah. So we were invited to go to Wembley. It happened to be the week before Elsie's special day.
We had the Little Person, Big Dreams Taylor Swift book, didn't we? That Elsie used to read.
So we took it. We met Taylor, we met Taylor's family, who, by the way, are just incredible people, weren't they? They were just
really genuine.
Most genuine. And she also wrote in the book, and we gave that to Elsie. Because if Elsie knew that Taylor knew her, like all her dreams had come true.
She sounds like such a bright ball of light. How do you keep going now?
We'll always be Elsie's mum and dad, and no one will ever take that away from us. And we've always said from the start that we won't let evil win this. You know, our town, our country has shown us nothing but support, compassion and love. We felt like we wanted to do that back. So we have started, and it was quite early on, we started a charity called Elsie's Story. And we feel like it's our duty as her mum and dad to continue writing Elsie's story for her. So many times where we've said we'll never feel true happiness again, ever. We might just feel a little bit of something when we make another child smile for Elsie. It's given us purpose. It can't be in vain. I won't allow it. Whether that's through change in the public inquiry or whether that's making through Elsie's story. I always want to do it proud, don't we?